So, kia ora everyone. Welcome to the ACE RMO 2025 Whangarei Hospital webinar. My name is Sam and I am the ACE RMO consultant. Today we're going to start off with an opening karakia by my colleague Ash, and then I will give everyone just a brief outline of today's webinar.
Whakataka te hao ki te uru, whakataka te hao ki te tonga. Kia mā kina ke uta, kia mā taratara ki tai. E hi aki ana te atakura, he tio, he huka, he hauhau, tihe Māori ora.
Great, thank you so much, Ash. Appreciate that. And thanks again for taking the time to join today's webinar. We'll move on to the panelist introduction shortly. Just a quick brief outline. During the webinar, we will have a lovely video to share with you all and a presentation that will be presented by our wonderful panelists. And then our RMO representatives will tell you just a little bit more about their experience working at the hospital. Towards the end of the webinar, there will be a live Q&A session, so please don't hold back. You can pop all your questions into the Q&A box, which you should see above your screen. However, just to note that these questions will be answered towards the end of the session.
Good everybody, my name's Luke. I'm the RMO unit manager here in Tūtai Tokerau. I'll pass it over to Ihaka.
Kia ora, my name's Ihaka. I'm a PGY2 house officer.
Kia ora, I'm Lisa. I'm the chief midwife. Kia ora, I'm Amanda. I'm a service manager of medical services.
And kia ora, I'm Thomas. I'm a PGY1 house officer.
Kia ora, ko te ati awa tiwi ko Jess Radovanovich tōku ingoa. I'm Jess Radovanovich. My father's family is from Taranaki. My mother's family is from Waipu here in Northland, and I grew up in Northland. I first started working for what was then Northland DHB in 2004 as a physiotherapist, and went away and did medicine after some years. And back again now as a PGY1. I started on general surgery as my first run of PGY1, and even though I was familiar with the hospital, it was still pretty daunting prospect, really steep learning curve, but the team here has been really supportive. We have a pretty flat hierarchy here. Everybody's really approachable, and the team environment just works in a way that I haven't experienced anywhere else. And the highlights of the general surgery run, I guess, are getting to do the real work of medicine. It was my first run. I really liked the opportunities to go to the suturing clinic, to go to theatre. I held cameras a number of times and assisted with operations, which I think is pretty rare as a house officer in some of the big hospitals. And the increasing complexity of our patients blows my mind a bit, but makes every day really interesting and different. I have a great cohort of PGY1s, 2s and 3s. It's really great having such a diverse cohort. We've got people here from all parts of the world, and I've really enjoyed getting to know them as friends as well as colleagues.
Kia ora mai tātou, ko Francis Bradley tōku ingoa. I tupa mai whānau mai I Kaitaia, engari no tā wāhi o ku whānau, no Āwhiriki ki te Tonga, no Kotarangi Airani Motua tāne. Tūwana hei mata ora I te hohipere o te Whangarei pai, arā ko Whangarei. I tēnei tau, ko ngā huringa ki te hohipere, ko te tari hauora me te tari poka. Sino pai kia hau wenei o ngā huringa o ko te hohipere katoa, nā te mea ngākau mahana ngā tangata, hei whakaako, hei awhiawhi, hei tautoko I te haerenga kia tū hei tākuta, kia mahi āringa, kia whakaaro me pēhea tātou te tiaki I ngā whānau I ngā whaiora. Nō reira mena hia koe ki te taimai ki konei, ka tautoko ngā tākuta katoa, ngā nehi, te mea I a koutou.
Kia ora, my name's Ruben and I'm a medical registrar at Whangarei based hospital. I did my university training at Auckland Uni and subsequently did my final medical student year at Whangarei as a trainee intern. I've done PGY 1 to 4 up here, so I've done medical and surgical runs. The runs that have probably stood out to me have been my placement in the renal department here, and also I was lucky enough to spend 3 months up in Kaitaia. So I've worked in the medical department for the last year here. It's a really cool department to work in. Everyone is incredibly helpful and supportive in and outside of hours. It's a really easy place to settle in.
Hello, my name is Bianca Roslow. I'm one of the medical registrars. I did my training in Scotland in a variety of rural hospitals. And I decided to come to New Zealand after FY2, so I thought Whangarei was the perfect place. Because of the rural setting, I'm really interested in rural medicine. Northland also has a lot of beautiful beaches and a lot of things to do. I started here in geriatrics and I'm now working in acute medicine. It's really well supported by both the other registrars and the medical consultants. Every day is really varied and we see a lot of high acuity patients, and I think as a junior doctor it's a really good place to come and learn and see pathology that we just wouldn't see back in the UK.
Tēnā koutou, Bulavanaka, Talofa, kia rana ko Daniel Whiwhita tōku ingoa. He urio no Ngāpuhi me Tonga. He tākata tau tuarua ahau ki Whangarei Hospital. So I trained in Auckland University and did my last year as a TI up here in Whangarei Hospital, and then stayed on to finish my house officer years. I'm currently PGY2. So I guess why I chose to work in Northland, the first thing that comes to my mind is he aha te mea nui o te ao. He tangata, he tangata, he tangata. So what is the most important thing in the world? It is the people, it is people, it is people. Honestly, the people here are amazing, not only the colleagues, but also our lovely community. You feel constantly at home when you talk to kuia and kaumatua. You're constantly laughing with the aunties, cousins, and you're admired by the potential in our rangatahi, and you are inspired by our beautiful piepi. We have a really supportive working community. That's not only the doctors that you work with, but also the different staff that you're involved with, the nurses, the ward clerks, the cleaners, the HCAs. Everyone is really involved in the patient's care and also involved in your own well-being, and they really care about you.
The people that I get to work with every day make the job. I love the friendliness of the hospital. You feel like you're part of one big team.
And I'd definitely consider coming back here long term.
One of the main things that sticks out about this hospital is how friendly everyone is.
Mena, kei te hia koutou, ki te ako, ki te mahi, ki te tuku I te aroha, tēnā mauria mai tō mana tō tapu, tō whakapapa kia tiaki mai, kia manaki mai ngā whai ora whānau me te hapori o te tai tokerau. He tino a tāhua tēnei rohe, he taonga I ara ki te taimai ki te mahi, honotahi ki ngā kaimahi me ngā whai ora. Nō reira, tēnā, hara mai.
Thank you all for watching the video that we've just put on. This is just a presentation about Northland and what we have to offer here in Te Tai Tokerau. Just a little bit about us. As you can see on the presentation, we have one of the largest geographical regions to provide healthcare for in the country. It goes from Cape Reinga in the north to Te Hana in the south. We have 4 hospitals located in the region. So Whangarei with 309 beds, Dargaville with 24, Bay of Islands with 25, and Kaitaia with 31. All services are supplemented by a network of community-based outpatient and mental health services. Some specialist services like radiation treatment and rheumatology services are provided from Auckland and through visiting specialists travelling to Northland. Currently we have a new hospital approved and that's scheduled to start in 2026. The population at the time of the last census in Northland was 201,500. We suspect it's a little bit higher than that now. Whangarei District has the highest population of 101, followed by the far north and Kaipara District, and with 72 and 25 respectively. Our population tends to be significantly older than the national average, 21% over the age of 65. We have a much higher proportion of Māori and lower proportion of Pacifica compared to the national average as well. Royalty and high rates of deprivation within the region. Our population has some of the highest rates of coronary artery disease, diabetes, lung cancer, chronic respiratory disease, stroke and asthma within the country. Why come to Northland? Wrote a few things down. It's a good work-life balance here if you're a PGY1 and an RMO in general. You've got access to some of the best outdoor settings in the country. Poor Nights is on our back doorstep along with the Bay of Islands. It's got a relaxed rural setting for quite a large place. Affordable housing, and there's always great weather here in Northland. So why choose Northland for your PGY 1 and 2 years? Be close to the action with the small teams that we have here. There's a wide variety of services and plenty of opportunities to learn and improve. You can make it your home for 2 years or more and spend some time in our highly regarded EDPs and O&G departments as a house officer working side by side with consultants. Work in an environment that is about supporting your development, get to work alongside specialists to be able to access support for further study and take advantage of a workplace that rewards those who want to go above and beyond. We have an RMO lounge, an on-site clinical library, a free on-site 24/7 staff gym, a free on-site seasonal outdoor swimming pool, on-site cafeterias. We provide professional experience, social working conditions, great training and hands-on learning. During your journey in your PGY 1 and 2 years, you'll be attached to a pre-vocational educational supervisor for the 2 years. You won't swap. You get to be part of a close-knit clinical community. There's less formality with greater access to senior medical staff that may not be possible in some of the larger regions. A diverse region with demographics of a high proportion of Māori population than most other regions, and a large geographical spread and small rural communities. Access to the CMO and ACMO for info transfer feedback sessions during protected teaching times on a quarterly basis. A pilot program for developing individual cultural competency plans based on the Takarangi Cultural Competency Framework. We hold a careers evening annually to help with attachment choices and career pathways. Our PESs will support your transition to junior doctor, provide all your educational supervision, pastoral care, your career planning. One-on-one quarterly meetings will give you more feedback, and they come from a wide range of specialties. So currently our PGY1 runs are as follows: Gen Med, Gen Surge, Renal, Health of Older People, Stroke, Rehab, Urology and Orthopedics. When you move into your PGY2 runs, we've got community-based attachments. We have GP placements and 2 rural hospital placements and a palliative CBA attachment. Medical admitting, ENT, emergency medicine, pediatrics, obstetrics and gynecology, acute care of the elderly, psychiatry and ophthalmology. We have regular house officer teaching, protected, so these occur every Tuesday and Thursday between 12:30 and 1:30. We also have a journal club in most services, and grand rounds tend to be held weekly on a Wednesday. Types of roster, we get this all the time. Rosters vary across the specialties and they're all templated. In general, PGY1s will work long days up to 4 per quarter. Weekends approximately 3 to 4 per quarter. Swing shifts approximately 2 sets per quarter, and no night shifts in the first 6 months. Vocational training, we're committed to training with support for courses and diplomas and studies. So that, as listed below, anaesthesia, ENT, general surge, intensive care, pediatrics, renal, ED, general medicine, geriatrics, orthopedics, psychiatry, neurology, all have accredited runs here in Northland, providing excellent hands-on, well-supervised training. We have close links with Auckland, which provides tertiary care, and many others, and many subspecialists do outreach clinics in Whangarei. There are also close links with tertiary centres for educational purposes. There are positions available for basic and advanced trainees with college accredited registered training jobs in most specialties. The selection criteria for the PGY1s, if you get in contact with our RMO unit via the address listed, we'll send you out a questionnaire. It basically covers off what we would ask you in an interview, and we want to know why you would want to come to Northland, what you see as the benefit from training away from a large centre. There are several inequities in health outcomes in Northland between Māori and Pākehā. What changes to the health system could most reduce the health inequities suffered by Māori, and your interpretation of that, and how you will contribute to healthcare in Northland. Te tai tokerau. Applications are open now. They close on the 4th of July. You'll all be aware that offers are made on the 1st of September, and we would expect acceptances by Monday, the 8th of September 2025.
Great, thank you so much. It was really great and informative. I am going to hand over to our RMOs, and they can tell us a little bit more about the experience working in Whangarei.
Right, so hi, my name is Thomas. I'm a PGY1. I am originally from Whangarei, so it makes me a little bit biased, but I started working here at the start of the year after being here as a TI. I think really, so far I've done general surgery and gen med, and I think there's really three things that are inviting about Whangarei as a PGY1 place to site. I think the number one is the collegiality and the culture. I think we've got just a really amazing, supportive culture here at the hospital. I think in every department, pretty much everybody is interested in the well-being of everyone else. So, there's a lot of effort put in every day to making sure that everybody has a good work environment. And I think that's something that's kind of unique, not unique to here, obviously, but it's very frank here. I've been at other placements as a student, and Whangarei has this benefit of being small enough that it has that sort of small hospital feel, but it's big enough that it isn't that it has more opportunities, which is the second thing that I think is enticing about coming here, is the opportunities. So because it's sort of sits somewhere between a small hospital and a big hospital, you get opportunities from both of those ends. So I've had so far been able to learn skills that I don't think I would have been able to do somewhere like Auckland, like learning to do ultrasound lines and going to theatre, and somebody showed me how to do a chest drain the other day. And what I've heard from PGY1s and tertiary centres, they're mostly just doing paperwork a lot of the time. Obviously they get to see patients and review patients as you would everywhere, but I think there's definitely more skills that we get offered here. And also because it's a smaller centre, because it's not a tiny centre, you also get some of the advantages you would get from a tertiary site. Like there are some pretty major operations that happen that you get to be a part of, and we have a lot of new technology that is available to us. And then the third thing I think is just the quality of the staff here. I think that we've got some really amazing doctors, SMOs and registrars, and I think there's an excellence here that I think is is promoted to us as PGY1s, and it's sort of, I want to be a good doctor from seeing how good the doctors are here that we have. My top reasons to come to Whangarei.
Good everyone, my name's Ihaka, PGY2 health officer, currently on my GP placement. And I've been here for 2 years now, 3 years including my TI year. And absolutely love it. Have had a great time. I've written a few things down so I can share with you. So what do I enjoy about Whangarei? So Whangarei offers a great lifestyle. You've got the beaches, you've got hike outdoor activities like we said, and you're not too far away from Auckland. So on a bad day, you're sort of looking at 2 to 3 hours away from Auckland, but you can still go to big rugby games or concerts and things like that. We've got good work-life balances. I mean, we've got a decent roster, but I think it's fair, and I think as a house officer, you get to live a life that you're learning at a good pace, but you're also able to do things outside of work, like enjoy the outdoors and things like that. So yeah, the roster is manageable. We've got a mix of sort of normal days, long days, weekend, night shifts, and I think in terms of looking back at PGY1, we were able to, it was a hard year, but sort of came out the other side, not sort of burnt out, but more sort of equipped to deal with PGY2, which I think I've been able to sort of flow onto PGY2 nicely. In terms of access to training and things like that, and like Luke said, we've got the tutorials, opportunities to improve in our clinical skills like concierge, and heaps of support for career progression as well. And our supervisors, as sort of scary as they are as SMOs and things like that, they're really approachable, and we're able to call them and text them, which I think is probably unique to Whangarei. Some other things are team culture. So I think, like Tom said, everyone's sort of supportive and wants you to grow and be a better doctor. We do a decent amount of sort of clinical skills that, I think that are unique to Whangarei, like chest drain and things like that, but in a sort of safe way. And I feel like we've got a good sort of group of registrars and other seniors that help us out. And then lastly, Whangarei in general is a great place to work. The whole town is set up in a way that you can live sort of anywhere and get to work within sort of 20, 30 minutes. You can basically live Whangarei Heads, get to work in 30 minutes. Turakaka, you get to work in 30 minutes. So it's a really cool centre to sort of get to know the community, get to know Far North as well. It's the sort of place that you go to the supermarket and people will be sort of, the community sort of knows you. They'll be like, oh, hey doc, my foot's better, or whatever it is. But overall, I've really enjoyed being here. I've got 2 little kids, so I've been able to sort of spend enough time with them as well.
I'm Lisa. I'm obviously British trained, but I have been in Whangarei now for 5 years, almost 5.5 years. I came to Whangarei honestly because they offered me a job, which is nice. But I stayed because Whangarei is a great place to work. I've been privileged to see both of these guys be TIs and become doctors, and now Ihak is a PGY2, and I'm hoping to recruit him to medical regging because obviously that's what I do and that's what I love. And I'm always trying to recruit them. They know this, and I think that's what's lovely about Whangarei, because we are a team together. We work really well as a unit, whether you're in surgery or medicine. The registrars are really supportive, but also the bosses are really supportive. So I have no qualms calling any consultant in this hospital, whether they're my direct boss in medicine or a counterpart in surgery, because they are there to help you, and they really do care about what the hospital does and what our community needs, which I think is really great. In terms of lifestyle here, one of the great things is we do have on-site parking, which I'm advertising to everybody, because it's the fact that you can park and it's relatively cheap. It's like $1 a day, which in other hospitals is more expensive. You do have to walk up what I call cardiac hill. So it's a bit of a workout in the morning. So if you don't get to the free on-site gym or the pool, just walking up and down the hill to the car park is a challenge. But it's only $1, and you can park on site, which does mean you can live in Tutakaka or other places and commute to work and know that you're going to get a park, which I think is actually a really big plus, especially when you're a house officer, because your time is really precious, and often like just being organised, coming to work is challenging just because it's a whole new world and environment. And now people are depending on you to be doing really grown-up things, which we didn't do a couple of years ago. I mean, I'm still amazed that people, let me put things in them like chest drains and stuff like that, and I get to teach them, which is really fun. And that's the other thing. Everybody at Whangarei is really, really committed to teach and develop you as a doctor, whether that's you want to be a surgeon, ED doctor, a psychiatrist. Thank goodness there are people out there that want to be psychiatrists. I don't. Again, medicine's win. But no, it's a great place to come and work, and you would really, really enjoy your years.
One of the main general questions that we've been receiving is around what you are looking for in an applicant during your selection and ranking process.
What are we looking for? We're just looking for people to express a desire to come and work in Te Tōpurau, and what you would hope to give back to the community. And I think that's what we really, really look for. and any ties that you may have, be it family used to come from here or just in general, you've got some history or back connection with Northland. That's not a major, but we do look at that. But the main one that we really, really want is someone that wants to come to work in Northland, experience it and really, really enjoy it and get the most out of it while they're here. If they express that clearly in cover letters and through the questionnaire, we'll generally, we look at those.
Great, thank you. So cover letters is quite important for them.
Well, understanding the demographic of the region, I think, is what Luke's trying to say. Having the privilege to have a high Māori population comes with its challenges in healthcare, because we're very rural, so we have people that don't have access to healthcare on their doorstep. So wanting to contribute to that and seeing what they can provide.
Yeah.
You know, new ideas and things. Important for us.
Could you chat to us a little bit about the orientation week and what that entails?
Yeah, I can share the experience from the RMO unit. Thomas has just been through it. EHUC has been through a similar one as well. We run a week-long orientation process in Northland. We start off on the first day, which is a week before the quarter starts off. We have a pōwhiri out of a local marae, which we're really, really lucky to have. It's run by a former RMO that is currently working in Waikato, and he comes up and kind of gives his time to Northland to give back to us, and he takes the PGY ones out, and it's a get to know each other type of a day and just a welcome to the region in general. You go and visit a few of the local marae sites and check out a few historical points, and then you have a bit of a swim and a play in a creek that's around, and it's a really good day. PGY ones tend to enjoy it, enjoy all the food and stuff that happens out there as well. And then Tuesday you come into the hospital, onto the campus, and we do like an organisational orientation day. We just tick off a few of the things that you need before you get into clinical time. Yeah, ACE, you do like an ACE course on a Wednesday, and then Thursday we get you into your pairing up with your role person for your next start of the quarter. So you get some clinical time on the wards before you start the role.
No, yeah, the pōwhiri we had at the start of that was a really nice, really cool thing actually. I wasn't expecting much of it, but yeah, it was really good bonding. We went up to the Pika Pa and got to learn about some of the history, and went for a swim, which was cool. It was just a good start, a good way to like start the year with your new colleagues. So.
Sounds like a lot of fun. I have just posted an answer to the question that we received in the Q&A box, and it was, how do we fill out the questionnaire? Apologies, the internet was cutting in and out. So I have popped the email address that was noted in the slideshow. So that's rmo.unit@northlanddhb.org.nz. And then also just to note that the employer details and contact details are available on the ACE RMO website, so you can always refer back to that as well.
Even if you would like to come up and see the campus, we're more than happy to show you around if you want a tour. More than happy for you to drop us a line, and we'll make some time to meet you if you're available and show you what we have to offer and take you around some of the wards or some of the hospital and show you what's available.
A common question that came through was what food options are available at the hospital. This was quite important.
Yeah, I can speak to the food. We were just talking about it before. I'm actually a big fan of the food here. I think we get it's free for a start. We get RMOs get one free meal a day, 2 if you do a long day, and there's no portion limit on each meal, so you can have pretty big sized meals, and there's lots of options. I'm vegetarian, and there's always something nice for me to eat, and there's like 3 or 4 different meal options, hot meal options, as well as a whole cabinet of sandwiches and salads, and it's a lot. I've been at Middlemore and Auckland, and it's on par with the cafeterias there, if not better actually, better than Middlemore, I reckon. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The food's great. Like there's burgers every day. There's sort of like a Wednesday, like nachos, and then there's Thursday is like roast meal, and then there's like they used to do pizza and things like that. So it's like good hearty food that you sort of need when you're working hard in the hospital, and it's good. Yeah.
And also the RMO unit provides us with we've got a lounge for the RMOs to hang out in if we want to, and they've provided frozen meals and stuff for us in there if we miss the cafeteria times or anything. So there's heaps, and then there's also a cafe where you can buy pretty good quality cafe food and good coffee.
Finish off with one more question. Just seeing what we haven't covered. One of the other common questions was the applicants wanted to know general typical hours in a week as a PGY1.
It depends on the run. So we have sort of different runs that require different starting times and finishing times. I mean, in general, we are able to sort of stick to our roster in terms of starting time and finishing time. I would say there's the odd time that you're sort of working a little bit later. But luckily the rosters are set up whereas we have sort of a swing shift that can take some of the jobs off the house officer, and it sort of prevents us sort of staying late and finishing those jobs. So the shifts are arranged in a way that I think allows us to finish on time and start on time. And then, you know, in terms of starting times, medicine you start a little bit later and surgery you start a little bit earlier, but it all sort of adds up in the end in terms of finishing times and like weekends and stuff. But I would say that we're not working too far past our finishing time each week. If anything, I think we finish pretty well on time.
Yeah, I think, yeah. And I think even our rostered hours are pretty reasonable. Yeah, actually.
Northland did a bit of work a couple of years ago to make sure that there was an extra swing shift added to the after hours portion to help support RMOs, to make sure that there wasn't too much workload for them in the evening hours. So yeah, I think that helps you guys out a fair bit. Yeah.
And the swing shifts are sort of like a really proactive person that will come around and be like, hey, can I help out with that discharge, or can I do that? Can I do this? And when you've got one or two people floating around on the medical and surgical side, it's really helpful. And it sort of means that you can project like, all right, cool, if I offload this job, I think I'm looking at finishing at 4:30 and that's on time. So yeah, it works well.
Well, on that note, if any of our participants that are watching that do have any questions that they might think about once this webinar has ended, they're more than welcome to reach out to the RMO unit directly. If it's anything with regards to the actual ACE process, please get in touch with me via phone or email. All my details are available on the ACE RMO website as well. On that note, our panelists, did you have any final comments?
I'm the Northland.
Yeah. It's a good place. 5 years on, still haven't left, no matter how much they try and get rid of me. But no, it's a great place, and I think, yeah, come and have your PGY 1 year.
And thank you again for your time. I thoroughly enjoyed that myself.
Thank you, everyone. That was a lovely presentation, and I enjoyed the video. I love Whangarei myself. I've been there a couple of times. Kia hora te marina, kia whakapapa po namu te moana. He huarahi ma tātou I te rangi nei. Aroha atu, aroha mai, tātou ia tātou katoa. Hui tai kie.
Thank you so much. Thanks again for your time, and thanks to our participants for joining. This webinar will be uploaded to our ACE RMO YouTube channel, so you can share that with your colleagues and friends if they weren't able to join tonight's live webinar. On that note, I hope everyone has a lovely evening.